Joining us now, Astra Taylor, co-founder of the Debt Collective. Astra, it's been
Nope. No. The problem with finding public domain music is even the classical stuff. There are companies out there that will claim copyright on classical music based on the performance of a particular song. So they may own the copyright to a particular performance. And then the bots that do all this stuff will just pull it, and they'll send a notice to YouTube saying this is violating our copyright. And YouTube will pull it, even though there's no proof that it's their version. They don't have to prove that. Let's see here. Trying to find hopefully an hour. I'm not big on synth. Something just chill in the background would be kind of cool. What's this? All right, it's still synthy, but it's closer to Vangelis than anything else. All right, hey, anyone watching? I can't see. It'd be cool if I could, but don't have it set up to see anything unless someone says hi. Seconds live. I should probably make a few posts about it. And then I'll go live. That still seems a little loud. All right, so I quickly traced off the building. To get that sorted out as fast as possible. And I got a nice little Daredevil figure here jumping off of it. So that works pretty good, I guess. Buildings I want to be really, really loose with, so it's like just everything thick and chunky. And I filtered it, which actually kind of cleaned up the drawing a lot because it was really messy. All right. Don't think I'm going to use any rulers with this. Maybe with the baton in the foreground just to make it pop. I want the background to feel very beat up, very 1970s. So I think it might be best for me to start with the background. And 0.1. Going to draw everything freehand because I want everything to have a sense that it's being worn out, worn down, beat up, all that classic New York stuff. Looked at a whole pile of photos of those classic Hell's Kitchen environments. So, got a whole pile of different things to do. Drew them really, really quickly in pencil, straightened them up in Photoshop, realized I drew it way too small and busy for what I wanted to do, blew it up, ran a few filters over it to get rid of some of the lines, make it a little simpler to look at. And this is what we got, this weird kind of mechanical thing. Actually, weirdly, one of the weird things about taking a drawing and then slightly fixing the perspective with the warp tool and then straightening out edges and everything is it kind of makes the drawing look more realistic, even as crude as it is, because all the simplified chunks look like they're in line. Like I drew this once and in Photoshop, I just copied. And it just looks like I drew this precise thing when it's like really stupidly lazy in the best possible way. And there's about, God, almost like a 22 by 24 sheet of, if I printed it out this big, there'd be that much environment. I just didn't need to draw that much of it. It was just, I kind of wasted my time a bit. I can't remember if there was, I think it was a ledge there. Let's go in dark there. Just want this to give off the impression of detail of a background. I'm probably going to hit it with some rubber stamps because it's what I do these days. You know what? This is the weird thing. I can't remember if Daredevil, I know he has a belt loop, but I can't remember if he has trunks. And I just finished looking at, just to make sure, because it's been a while since I drew him. Quickly check in this Daredevil book I can grab off my shelf. So it's this book, this beautiful book. I got a lot of Daredevil on my shelves. It doesn't look like Trunks, so maybe that was intent. Like I didn't draw him because of the reference, or now I'm just second guessing myself. I know, full costume Daredevil doesn't show up a lot in this. Yeah, it looks like Trunks there. Looks like Trunks there. Yeah, that looks like Trunks to me. Yeah. All right. Trunks it is, babe. There's belt in there. I didn't draw belt details at all, or belt loops, which, kind of are important with the belt. I remember in the old days, he'd have like that. He'd have his batons on like a thing on his hip. Don't see that here, but I'm going to stick with it because, it's a happy part of my memory, part of my childhood. Yeah, okay. Just wanted to get that in there before I got too far into it. Belt. Go under there. Rib cage. Just chest and shoulders so big, his rib cage is kind of getting lost there. So I'm probably going to compensate with some heavier line work as they come in. And of course, boot. This is fun. I drew the D&D logo straight up because I always screw it up. And because I'm not at a con, I can do this at home. I drew it up and then I just kind of messed it around in Photoshop till I had what I felt was an appropriate amount of perspective going down here. So I feel pretty good about my Daredevil logo. Hey, Brendan, how you doing? Yeah, I hope it turns out all right. It's Daredevil, so, it's got horns, so I like it. Have to be careful when I get into here. The details I'm making up back here with these stones don't distract too much. I want Daredevil to pop out. So I think, just thinking ahead, I suggested buildings here. I don't know if I planned out these windows well enough. Perspective looks a little off to me. I'm just sketching this here. So what I might do is I might do a fade back here to imply, the way the light pollution happens from the city. We got top of the building here. It's one of the lines I drew, just using the pencil tool and clicking lines. This is where I lost a lot of time drawing these fancy windows, and I'm not really going to do much with them. But there is some more building up here. This is another part, top of the building. So then I could do this as darker with like some windows lit up, like the way you always see in late night movies, city movies and everything. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll probably use some of the rubber stamps to push all these buildings back. I'll have Daredevil in much more high contrast. So he's lit from street level. So he's jumping over to something. So he's lit from street level. And so I'm probably not going to do any stamp on him at all. And the stamp will push that back and make him pop forward. So at least that's what I was convincing myself was the right thing to do, sketching this whole idea out earlier today. I think I initially intended to put a sign on this bar here. And I realized why would there be a second story or third, fourth story sign? I just saw a sign that I initially liked, it was at street level. And I kind of, I should draw that. And I went, oh, no. So no sign. So I'm scribbling to push this back a bit. When you're dealing with a lot of grays, real serious contrast pushes forward to the viewer. So everything's going to be gray except for some like lights showing up. And so that's going to make Daredevil really, really pop out of this. I think that's the plan. Yeah, I'm sticking with it. Cheers, I'm gonna. This is literally scribbling in a value, letting some noise build up in the pen work. And with the idea, like bringing everything to almost a gray, will make the illuminated undersides of these bricks supporting the roof edge here will pop a little bit better. Even if I go over everything with like, say, a 40% rubber stamp. I'll go a little darker than that because I went darker earlier. There's a little bit of hatching if I go back in over it. So I'll just change the angle slightly and I'll get rid of. There's a natural curve when you wave your hand back and forth like that. So if you just slightly tilt a line crossing it, it'll actually kind of deconstruct that curve a little bit. Now I'm scribbling over everything again. It'll just make the. I decided that this is a bit of a lip instead of just a decorative rim. And so it's going to be the same dark material as the stuff above. And by going over it again, it implicates there's a shadow here because of the way the lines bunch up. So that should create an essence, a sense of depth. have to be a little bit more careful with the amount of rubber stamping I'm doing, so I don't become the rubber stamp guy. Don't know if that would be a negative, but I don't know if it's a thing I want to be. I like using rubber stamps because it replaces good old-fashioned zip-a-tone and everything, but it does tend to overwhelm a piece a bit. I think there was like some sort of floral design in one of the buildings I saw, and I figured I'd just steal it. Go from there. I guess it's looking like building stuff. Now what I'm doing is I would call it noodling. Some others might not. I'm just making up implied detail. I mean, if I really, really want a precise detail, I would literally have a super detailed tracing of a photograph or even the photograph underneath it to get all this stuff precise. As it is, I just want placement of ideas of shapes so I can go faster. And it'll visually read as something. You won't necessarily know what it is because that's not the point of it. That's a little crooked. Hang on, let's get that back there. Well, it says lit from beneath, so there's going to be shadow going through there. Yeah, it kind of works. Pull it down like that. Mm-hmm. If anyone has any questions they want to ask me so I have something to chat about while I'm drawing, feel free. It's kind of why I'm doing this live. Otherwise, I'd just, shoot it, edit it down slightly, and just air it at this time of night. quick question for anyone listening and wanting to respond. Have you chosen your favorite amongst the new social media platforms? We have Blue Sky, which I just finally got on, which I actually quite like quite a bit. The only thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put some like window lattice in here. What I'll do is I'll scribble over it completely. Just come down through there. Scribble over completely the way, windows get dark at night. And I'll use some white paint on top to pull it out. This pen's almost dead. I was tempted to buy some 02s because they don't. I've tried them and they're not as fine as this, which is why I've opted for the 01. But for this type of work where that line weight doesn't have to be that refined, they don't lose their flow as quickly as the 01. Like this seems to have a bit of trouble getting the ink to the ball to keep it flowing fast, and that's the main reason why I'm using these. I mean, I could use markers. I actually have a pile of markers. See how the 01 Rotring Tiki goes. Let's try it on. Okay, yeah, it's a little thicker and heavier than the 01. So I have to hold it a little lighter against the paper, trying to get a bit of a side edge happening there. Okay, that's not too bad. Don't know if it's particularly exciting or sexy to see me like spend most of my time rendering this building. But, I figured Hell's Kitchen is as much a part of Daredevil. Oops, I hit the camera. Hell's Kitchen is as much a part of Daredevil as his costume. And I would be remiss not to include some essence of the city. Like, is it really Daredevil if there's like no New York there? I mean, there's a part of me that kind of goes, yeah, well, Swamp Thing went to space. Why can't Daredevil? Well, Swamp Thing's generally best drawn in a commission and in a swamp because, the name and everything. So I figured Daredevil is like the Daredevil of Hell's Kitchen. It's got to be there, man. It's got to be there. I want one of these lit. Technically, both of these could be lit. So I'm already doing this one dark, and I can do something like that. Yeah, I could do both these lit. It'll make the landscape. Actually, you know what? I might do these a little thicker. 0.8. I do. Let me get these sorted out before I start rendering on top. I use this instead of like a significant ruler, a brush or something, just to get some kind of heaviness to the line. Gotta hope this perspective. Watch me really completely script this perspective and not realize it until it's all inked. It's happened. Not proud, but it's happened. This is the foredge. I see these things advertised on Facebook. They're like miniature fire escapes. And so, and they look pretty accurate in the photos I've seen on Facebook. I'm really tempted to get one and just have it in my studio to use as reference whenever, I have to draw one of those damn things. I think it's going there. That's not even on camera. Spend all that time drawing stuff you don't see. It's the bottom of it. You know what? I forgot to draw the bottom of the fire escape. I drew these bars, and I drew this cross piece here. You know what? Actually, I think this goes out a little bit further. Hang on. Yeah, this goes out to here. So the bar comes down here. This goes there. Yeah, okay. I think I can freehand most of the rest. Just make the bottom of the window. But this is a fire escape. One end is open. I think I got a sketch in the bottom of the stairs here, going down this way. So then the bottom of the fire escape would be the struts going this way, I think. I don't have to be too precise with these here at the bottom because they'd be hit from light from underneath. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a little bit of giving a bit of a surface underneath here of this rail that might be catching light. Maybe I'm drawing a little too freehand, but it feels good. I'm using a 0.8 Rotring Tiki marker. It's pigment ink, and it's kind of like it's as close to a tech pen as I think a marker can get. Thicker on some of these. I guess that kind of works. That reads, all right. It's actually stronger than what I wanted for that that window effect. Yeah, it might be too dark. Okay, got a lighter touch in this batch, this pass. Okay, so that part of the building's mostly done. Apart from like rubber stamps and all that stuff. You know what? Hang on, let me just throw some lines in here to get across the idea of bricks. I went and did all that work earlier. Why don't I use some of it? I guess the big question, let's throw a few more lines in here. I want to hang on just a little bit. Just get a little bit more volume in there. All right, so building is in the background here. I did all these big detail-y things, which I'm regretting because I don't think it's going to show up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna outline a building, a window. I know it's going to be lit. So I do it this way. think I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to apply some detail and not actually draw a whole lot. That line come there, that line come from there. It's up there. Yeah, my camera's zoomed in again a bit. And I think that's something that's happening every time I shut down. I think the Windows on this laptop I bought isn't really particularly stable or something. I don't know. I have to figure it out when I got more time. Now I think, well, maybe I'll do one last little bit of implied detail here. Yeah, I think it establishes the values. I'm going to be able to go back in and muck about a bit after I do my figure work. Look how flabby this nib gets after being used for like, what, 10, 20 minutes? Loses all that precision almost all at once, which is good because I'm now needing that thicker line work to give me stuff here. Give me stuff. Probably go with a brush and do most of the stuff that I want right there. Looking like Daredevil yet. Yeah, this is something I wanted to do with a ruler. Sounds very much like an 80s action or horror movie right now. And I can't say I don't like that. Having grown up in a staple diet of both. Somehow, like markers make my lines smoother a bit. I never quite got that. Maybe I'm just fooled by the smoothness of the nib. Now, the question is, do I want to make his letters black so it'll hold up better in black and white art, or should I outline them? A little conflicted on that. Of course, I'm looking at the Daredevil book again just to think, should I do it black? Because it'll make it pop nicely. But it's just red on red, which is one of the things you have to kind of go, what the hell am I doing with this in black and white? Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to have to outline it. Otherwise, it just doesn't seem right. I'll pull out the pen for that again. Yeah. 500. There's a 1. No, I'm going to use 005 for that, not the 1 for that. That almost seems too thick, too. All right, I think, apart from some brushwork, I think this is done but for the rubber stamps. Yeah, I have to cut a bigger sheet. Oh wow, that cuts it and covers it. Just make sure I didn't misplace my mat knife for this. I've seen it pop out. Stick it in here. Oh, there it is. Good. So I'm going to mask off Daredevil with just a Frisket because that's the most important thing. I don't want any dot tones going on initially, so I can do everything else. I'm going to just tape off and probably use Post-it notes for everything else. Post-it notes and tape just works so well for this. Now I'll probably do some white paint and stuff after. Okay, hand. I think I might be better off, honestly, just painting out the fingers after than dealing with the fact that any screen there is going to create such a halo. I'm going to have to draw everything in. Not that I'm adverse to the halos, but for that level of detail on the hands, it's a little much. Better for me to go back in with white paint after and fix it that way. think that's all right. Let's see what comes off. Big chunk. I didn't cut clearly here. I'm also not too worried about the baton. I can paint that out with white paint too. Get that tape out. Darn it. Good. All right. First and foremost, there's another roll of green tape. All right, I hope everyone's familiar with my rubber stamps by now. The gradient one, smaller 20% screen for like light effects, and a nice 40% screen, which kind of gives a nice dark overlap to everything. I'm going to start here with the gradient because I might have to go in at the top and do stuff. It's not quite big enough. So I'm going to start like this, right into the building. No, you know what? I better mark off that building. I don't want to create a weird effect right there. There we go. Still got some halo effect there. Go over here. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to go really dark up here. Look at that line that I just made. What I can do is I'm gonna reverse it a bit. See if I can just create enough noise in there that I don't have to tart it up as much. Tart. It almost reads like motion blur. Let me go in there and just do a little something right on top of that, just to reduce that whiteness enough. All right, got a nice weird kind of like dirty air type thing happening there. Start up here. Scrunch, scrunch, scrunch. Push that ink in. So the idea is I'm actually building some lines into aspect of that building. Make it look like there's details that are only coming in from the stamps. There you go. A little bit of that. Pushing it down, trying to get as much contact down on the surface, the rubber stamp as possible. Somehow, still managed not to get any pressure up there at all. Wow. 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 Oh, Wilson is the artist. Wow. Hooked. I'm actually going to take the, not the 20%, which is usually a good touch-up. I'm going to take the dark, the fade. There we go. That darkened it up nicely. Then I'm going to grab the 20%, and then I'm going to get rid of some of the ghosting in here. The finer dots here seem to fill in that white space a little bit better without overwhelming the other screens too much. Yeah, I think that's still better. Oh, you know what? I missed something here. All right. there, and then that. Actually, I don't think I even need that. All right. Looks like there's a little bit of light coming out of there. I hope so. All right, let's peel it Daredevil and see how much I have to fix. Like when the plastic comes up a little bit easier than this. Come on, don't make me rip the paper. There we go. Oh. I hate getting the ink on my hands before I'm done. Creates issues, makes messes I have to clean up later. Oh. There we go. Oh shoot, it ripped up there. See that? I have to fix it around the horn. Only pops pretty good, all things considered. This is 01. See if I can fix this. The hand completely disappears because I lost the fingers there. But soon I paint them out, they'll be fine. Okay. the little highlights to make the bars some advance, some recede. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a little bit of splatter, I think. Very little. I got to go back in with more opaque white to do some of the stuff I want to do. Which means I have to find my super opaque white. Now I could use my Pentel correction pen, which could do the job, but I think I want a slightly bit more precise application. Just gotta get this brush nice and wet. We're good to go. That. Do those, I just banged the camera again. My stupid big fat head. All right. I have to outline these again just to make sure they register there. I think that's done except for the splatter. All right. A bunch of brushes I gotta wash. Been working so much on inking this week. So many cool things I'm working on. Oh my god. Almost a little overcommitted. Should catch up well enough this week, I think. So I get an idea like some light glow here from these lights. Just a little bit. They're going too much. There we go. Part of me wants some like weird kind of, yeah, here we go. That's what I want. Apply some fog or mist coming up. All right, we're left with the dilemma of where I signed this damn thing. You know, weirdly enough, to me, he now seems a little too bright. Am I being picky or does he pop well enough? I think I might. Let me just mute this for a second while I hit with the hairdryer. All right, I think I'm gonna have to actually go in and do a little bit of 20% screen on this. Just to soften it a bit, because I wanted them to pop, and if I was coloring this piece, I think that would be more than enough. But as it is, it's just a little too disconnected from the rest of the piece. Okay, that works a lot better for me. You may not have noticed it, but that was really bothering me. There we go. Just need a little something, you know? At least to my mind. Yeah, I think it's done. That's where I get all the time. It's like, is it done? Is it done? I don't know. Is it? Maybe? Maybe it's done? I haven't signed it yet, so it's not done until I sign it. And even then, sometimes I might go back and tweak and like, oh shit, I missed that. I signed it and I missed that. Darn. Decide when I'm going to sign this darn thing again. I should plan this out a little bit better, like in terms of signing, because I never, ever plan that stuff out. Don't want to sign in the window. That would seem a little weird, although it's the best spot to sign. I think I'm just going to sign right in there. I could take a little piece of paper and do what I've done other times, but All right, there we go. Thanks for everyone showing up. I'm not sure how long we went. I'll check right after. But I think we went about an hour and 40 minutes. See you next week when we do death.